Time now for The Real Estate Connection with Stephen Theard, a realtor and certified probate and real estate specialist. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor looking to downsize, move up, or refinance, this program is for you.
Our house in the middle of our street. Something tells you that you've got to in the middle of.
From probate sales to landscape design to home repairs and maintenance, this is your weekly look into all things real estate. Now your host for The Real Estate Connection, Stephen Theard.
Hey everybody. Hey, welcome to the show. Yes, it is another episode of The Real Estate Connection brought to you by Good Patriot Realty, a salute to home ownership. Hey, big round of applause. I want to thank you today for showing up and listening to the podcast. Hey, Real Estate Connection is all about everything real estate related, residential, and I hope the information today is helpful for you, and I'm thankful again for you showing up. Again, it's sponsored and brought to you by Good Patriot Realty, a salute to home ownership. And if you have any residential real estate questions here in Northern California and you'd like the services of Good Patriot Realty, give your podcast broker a call, Stephen Theard, at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. And without any further ado, we're going to jump right into this podcast. You know, it's that time of year again where we're gathering together for the holidays. And the first one up on the list is Thanksgiving. That's right. Thanksgiving. That's where we all come together at the end of the year and we gather around a table of food and family, and we're thankful. We're thankful for what the year has provided, the bounty of the year and how it's been. You made it. It's almost the end of 2021. Can you believe it? Man, I remember when it was 2020 and, this virus showed up out of the clear blue sky, and all of a sudden everything shifted and changed, and we're thinking, how is this going to work out? What's the world going to look like? And then we got into 2021 and we had a bunch of other changes in national leadership. We had the advent of the vaccine technology and then the controversy behind it. Should you go back to work? Should you be in work? Do you still have a job? Are you employed? Are you unemployed? What about the stimulus payments? All that stuff happened this year in 2021. But what? Guess what? Congratulations. You made it. Time to count our blessings. It is time to be thankful. So in the spirit of thankfulness, today's podcast is why I am thankful for real estate and why you should be too. That's right. Why I am thankful for real estate and why you should be too. Hey, if you're just joining the podcast and you're wanting to know, hey, this sounds pretty interesting and I like what I'm hearing, how do I make sure that I don't miss another episode? Hey, sign up, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and your email address, and I'd be happy to sign you up for the podcast distribution list. You'll get a nice email with an infographic about the title, and it's super convenient. All you have to do is click the button, and boom, it launches you over into Apple Podcasts or Podbean, which I'm on both platforms. So just look for the Real Estate Connection on either Apple Podcasts under the business section or Podbean and just check it out. You can go there and subscribe there as well. And that way you don't have to miss any additional or further new content as the podcasts keep rolling out. Blessings of the Lord. Thank you very much. So with that being said, why am I thankful for real estate? Well, number one on the top of the list is everyone on the planet needs a place to live. I don't care if you're roaming around the Saharan desert, or you're up in Alaska, or you're in Antarctica. If you're a human being and you're living somewhere, you need shelter. You need a place to call your own, where you come back to a home base to operate from, and then to go out into the world to do whatever it is that you do. Whether you're a hunter or a gatherer or a farmer, whether you're a salesperson, a technology person, no matter what, you need a place for you and your family to have a home base and come back to, and that's real estate. The other thing is they're not making any more of it. What you see is what you get. This is it. There's only one earth. We all live on it, and they aren't making any more dirt. Not quickly. There are volcanoes for my scientists out there. There are volcanoes, and they spew lava into the water, and it does create, more land, but it's a very slow process. So for the most part, we're dealing with a finite amount of dirt. And so I'm thankful for that we have a place on this beautiful planet called Earth to live. Also, everyone on this planet needs a roof over their head. That's right. Remember the roof? That thing where here's the roof, there's the steeple, look inside and hear the people. Well, guess what? All of us need a roof over our heads, right? And that's another part of real estate. Okay, so if you haven't thought about it, you're buying land and a structure, right? You get land and the structure. So you're buying the land, which is the real estate itself, and then the structure that sits on top of it that provides the roof, okay? So everybody needs a roof. And so that's why I'm thankful for real estate, because whether you're buying or renting, you need a roof over your head. And businesses need buildings and land to operate. That's another reason why I am thankful for real estate. When you go out to the mall, it's on land. You walk into the store, it's a building. When you're looking at your iPhone, there are technology people, scientists, engineers that are sitting in buildings that are collaborating with one another. They need desks. They need places to park their cars. And then manufacturing. If you're watching this on your computer, there's a manufacturing facility someplace on this earth that are taking real components from the ground and forming them and putting them together so that you can use the technology in order to watch or listen to this podcast. So for retail, commercial, manufacturing, agriculture, food, we need food. Real estate is everywhere. It is intricately involved or part of our entire culture, whether you're in the United States, South America, Asia, or Russia, or China. It doesn't matter. We all have dirt. We all have structures. We all have buildings. We need a place to work that's warm and comfortable and safe. You need a place to live that's warm and comfortable and safe. Thank you, Don Jessup. I appreciate that vote of confidence. I'm gonna give you a round of applause for that. Don Jessup, thank you. He said, keep up the good work for all these people, all you people that maybe listening instead of watching the podcast. Anyway, back to the point. We all need a place, right? And so when I first got into real estate, one of the brokers I worked for told me to do something to really get a handle on just how much real estate and money is tied up into the world of real estate, whether it's housing or commercial. So I'm going to give you this exercise too, just so you can really appreciate and be more thankful for what real estate provides. Drive down your neighborhood and just add up in your head the cost of every house that you drive by. So house number one, if you're in California, so in my neighborhood or maybe your neighborhood in San Jose, drive by house number one, $1,250,000. House number two, $1,250,000. That's $2.5 million. Then you go buy house number three, and it's larger, the biggest house in the block, and maybe it's $1 million, maybe it's $2 million. That's $3,750,000. I gather, but by the time you get to the end of your block, you're well over the $10 million range as far as the value of homes or buildings or land that you drive by every single day, and you don't even really think about it. Real estate is a massive component of our economy and how we conduct ourselves in our daily lives. So I'm thankful for that. Also, I'm thankful for an organized and regulated marketplace. So, even if you're not into real estate, whether you want to buy or sell, you know there's an assurance in the back of your mind that if you decide that you are ready to buy a house or you've saved up enough, that that market, the organized market, is going to be there. You see advertisements for real estate on the internet. You drive around town and you see open house signs. You see radio and TV ads all the time for real estate. So even though you may not be personally involved in it right now, either going through a transaction or thinking about it, you know that there's this comfort that there is an organized market that's solid that you can walk into at any time to get into the process of buying, selling, or renting a place to live. And there's a comfort behind that. And that does not happen on its own, okay? It just doesn't pop up by itself. There are dedicated professionals who are working their tails off every single day, even though you don't see it, to keep the market well regulated, structured, and constantly there so that when you're ready to take advantage of it, it's there for you to do so. So I'm thankful for an organized and regulated real estate market. I'm also thankful for renting. Okay, so you may not have the ability right now to purchase a home, but you still need a roof over your head. You need a home base to operate from. So there are people out there who take their money, their wealth that they've saved or earned over time, and they buy a piece of real estate. They buy a house and then they offer it out to the general public so that somebody else has a place to live. It's not all selfish and self-serving as some people would like to say it is out there, right? Because if it was so, people would buy these properties and just keep them to themselves and say, I'm just going to use it for me and my family, right? I've got the money, I bought it outright, I'm going to keep it. But no, they're offering their property in exchange for a fair market price for you to have a place to live if you can't afford to buy it. And that's something that we all should be thankful for, that people think that way, that they're providing. Also, for purchasing, I'm very thankful for those who purchase and for those who sell. If you're looking to build wealth for your family or to own and just be able to lock into place what your rent is going to be for the next 30 years, I'm very thankful for being able to purchase and own real estate. There are some countries where you can't. The government owns all of the real estate. You get to rent it from them and they offer it to you, but the government owns all of it. And they do not allow you to have the autonomy to purchase your own piece of dirt on this earth and own it and the building on it so that you can build wealth and do with it what you please. We're in a unique country where it's still free, a salute to home ownership, where you can own property and build wealth for you and your family. So I'm very thankful for that, and capitalism that creates win-win scenarios. Okay, so there's a lot of bad raps out there for capitalism and people being greedy. But at the end of the day, in a real estate transaction, you have a buyer and you have a seller. The seller wants to sell their property. They want to receive a certain amount of money for it. The buyer wants to own a property and they want to pay a certain amount of money for it. At the end of the day, you have a person who's happy because they acquired property and they paid a fair price and they have a place to live, and they now they and their family can build wealth. And you have a seller that wanted to sell the property because they needed to move out of the area or go to a different spot, whether it's to upsize, downsize, or just take advantage of an opportunity in a different part of the world, and they were seeking to receive dollars or get the equity or the cash out of that property, and so they're happy. So at the end of the day, in a capitalism transaction, you have a buyer that's happy and a seller that's happy, and then you have professionals in the middle that are making sure that the transaction goes forward in the agreed upon terms so that everybody feels like they've been treated fairly. And that's capitalism, folks. You know, somebody comes up with an idea to serve the public, and they create something and they offer it out for people to enjoy. And why shouldn't you be compensated for your hard work and your time and your effort and your energy in order to get the product to market or the service to market, and then the person receiving it uses it? Like me, I'm on a beautiful computer right now and I'm broadcasting and I paid for it. I didn't have the time or the energy or the know-how to put all of this stuff together, but somebody else did, and they offered a service to me, and I'm very happy with it, and I'm willing to pay for it in order to provide a service to you as well. So it's a great big beautiful circle that just keeps turning and makes everybody happy. And it also allows the little person to start from the bottom and work their way up to the top. We're one of the few countries on the earth that still allows that to happen, and real estate plays a big part of that. All right, we've covered renting. Landlords provide a dwelling to be used. Renters provide funds for use. Buying and selling. Sellers offer a property to purchase. Buyers offer cash for the property based on agreed upon terms. Everybody is happy for the most part and thankful for professionals well versed in buying and selling. Now, you may not be aware of this, but people in the industry spend on average 50 to 60 50 to 60 hours a week focusing on nothing but real estate, because the industry is constantly changing. And whenever a layperson is looking to get into the market, whether it's renting or buying, there's always somebody there who has the knowledge and the expertise to walk you through the process where you can get from point A to point B without losing your shirt, getting tricked, fooled, ripped off, and then at the end of the day accomplishing your goal, which is to either buy a home or rent a home for you and your family so that you have a home base to operate from. So I'm thankful for the professionals who have dedicated their lives to providing this service to the public. And anybody is welcome. So that's the other thing I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for fair housing laws. You know, in the past, there were accusations made that some people were steering people the wrong ways and not giving fairness to everybody out there who was looking to buy or sell. And so in good form, our nation stepped up and wrote fair housing laws that made it so that the little guy could be protected. Those who are coming up who didn't know, didn't have any experience in buying or selling real estate, that they were protected from being robbed or tricked or swindled. And so there's been a lot of guardrails put in place to protect the general public. And as you buy real estate and you rent houses or rent apartments, you become better versed with the industry and how it works. And so you learn how to protect yourself. But the industry has a lot of guardrails in place and laws that were written statewide and nationally to protect people. And so real estate professionals are held to a higher standard. It's realtors specifically by a code of ethics. And also we are subject to those laws as well. And there are ways for you to report if you're working with somebody who has not treated you fairly based on fair housing laws, and you have not been given the opportunity on an even playing field with the rest of the people. There's always ways to address those issues. So I'm thankful for that. I'm also thankful for real estate allowing people to build wealth. That's probably my number one main thankfulness, and why you should be thankful as well, and why the real estate company is named what it's named. Good Patriot Realty, a salute to home ownership. It's a nod to the United States of America and freedom to own land and be a landowner in this country without being part of a certain class or a certain sect or a certain community. It's open to anyone who has saved their money, who has the credit, and who can operate within the parameters of the market to purchase. It's not based on race, creed, color, what your familial lineage is. It's not based on whether you're royalty or non-royalty or any kind of sect at all. It's just an open, fair marketplace, and everybody can compete. And it is a wealth building strategy for families. You can purchase a home. You can have family members contribute to the purchase of that home. You can have family members working together to purchase a second, third, fourth home, and then leverage those properties into purchasing apartment buildings, strip malls, and even commercial real estate. It's open to everyone, and there is no discrimination against anyone. If you can't afford it, you can buy it. And that's it. And it's a salute to that. And I'm very thankful and grateful that this country allows for people to build wealth through the purchase of real estate. Also, last but not least, I'm thankful for all of the support industries that make it happen. You have bankers, people who let you borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars based on a signature on a piece of paper and a little bit of skin in the game. If you look at the ratio of what we put in to purchase a home, 10, 15, 20%, compared to what the bank puts in, it's a blessing beyond all belief that we can buy homes, hold them, pay them off over time, and then keep them. The bankers, even though I complain a great deal about them, they still allow us to afford to get into real estate. Lenders, those who walk you through the process of getting a loan, qualifying you, collecting the paperwork, making sure that you have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Insurance companies that insure the home so that if any natural disasters or acts of God happen in the community and it damages your property, insurance companies cover repairs so that you don't have to cover it on your own. And that gives you a sense of stability should something happen to your property. Home inspectors in the process of purchasing a home, they come out and look at the property and give you a sense of knowing that it's either okay or areas that you need to fix. Builders who build the homes, the craftsmen who work for the builders. You have your carpenters, your electricians, your plumbers, your electrical people. And then you have home furnishing companies that make furniture, chairs, tables, beds, all that stuff that goes into a house. Lighting companies that provide light bulbs and light fixtures, and plant nurseries. What would a home be without all of the plants and the landscaping around them that make them look so inviting and wonderful for people to come up to the house? It's all part of the home ownership and renting experience, is what the house looks like on the outside and the landscaping. You have concrete contractors that pour driveways and sidewalks and gravel and pavers, and the lumber industry that grows the wood for us to build our homes with. I'm so thankful for all of those supporting members of the cast that make up what we call a basket of commodities that allows us to have homes in the first place. So all of that can be a predictable marketplace where you can go to anytime you want to purchase a home or rent a property. That's why I am thankful for real estate, and why you should be thankful for it too. Thank you guys for joining me on another episode of The Real Estate Connection, brought to you by Good Patriot Realty. And I'm opening up my desk drawer, as you can hear me, because I have to get out my saying at the end of the show, which I forgot to do. Also, if you need any advice about any of this, right? We just talked about the market, buying, selling, all of that good stuff. Give Stephen Theard, your real estate broker, a call at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. I want to thank you, Good Patriot Realty, a salute to home ownership, for sponsoring another episode of The Real Estate Connection. And I want to leave you with this. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you on another episode of The Real Estate Connection.
This has been The Real Estate Connection with Realtor and Certified Probate and Real Estate Specialist Stephen Theard. Licensed Cal BRE number 0170019. For more information on this program, visit realestateconnectionradio.com. To contact Stephen directly, call 408-472-0817 or email info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And be sure to tune in next week at this time for The Real Estate Connection.